Y'all, as you can tell by the title, I got it in my hand. It is the new Glock Gen 6, and this is specifically the Glock 17. So, first impressions, I like the way it looks. The ergonomics, the stippling, just kind of like the new look that they've put to it, which is very minimum. The only thing that's really standing out is that stippling, but I do like the way it looks. It's a beautiful gun. It still looks like a Glock. I wouldn't expect that part to change, but I am loving the stippling on this thing. Just initial grip, I think the grip is great. I like it. There's 9 things on here that have been enhanced from the Gen 5. One is it is optics cut. This does have the RMR cut on it. It does have deeper serrations, so not as deep as I'm looking at them. They don't seem as different than the Gen 5 or any previous models, but they do look a little deeper. So being able to have their front and rear serrations, and they are aggressive enough, not too aggressive. The other thing is they do have an extended slide release, and it is ambidextrous. One reason for that is, ooh, I like that. One reason is that most people ride the slide lock, and so when you do ride it, your slide doesn't lock back when it's on the last round. So now it should be able to lock back, being that it does have the extension there. Now, it's not like the extension that you can get from the Glock store, which has like a little lip right here. Also, they come on the older Gen 3 models, I believe, but there's a little lip right here that allows for you to drop that slide easily. But in dropping this, I like the way that drops without having that little lip on it. The next thing is the trigger. It does have the flat face trigger, still using the same SAS or the safety system that they use for the trigger, but it does have a flat face trigger, and it's not that much different to me. I am a flat face trigger fan. However, that trigger pull is not as different. As I said, they didn't change that part. They just made it a flat face trigger shoe is what that is. Again, we talked about the stippling. I do love the feel of this stippling. It's not too aggressive. Y'all know I do not like aggressive stippling, and this one feels enough. It's like not enough, not too aggressive, and not where you can't really grip it, if that makes sense. So I think that's good. There is a what they call a gas pedal on here on the stippling. That way, when you're gripping the gun, you have something to rest that thumb on, help with some of that recoil. Another thing is, I believe this was an upgrade, but it does have a little bit of a mag well here that you can see. I don't think it will make that much of a difference when we're talking about using this as something like a competition gun. Probably not that much of a difference. It kind of looks like the same mag well to me, just a little bit more defined, as I can see. Also, in addition to that, we do have a higher beaver tail. So, as many of you Glock owners know, and those of you who've watched Glock owners, most of the time they take that back strap and they replace it, but then they chop the back strap here to get a higher beaver tail. Well, Glock said, we'll fix that for y'all, and we'll give you a already built in high enough beaver tail. That way you can get the highest grip you can with the firearm without having to chop a back strap. Another thing they added was a trigger guard, an undercut under the trigger guard. They enhanced that a little bit more. Hopefully that helps with Glock knuckle a little bit. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm just thinking about it. There's some shooting going on. I have a bay to myself, and there's some shooting going on beside me, so hopefully y'all can still hear me. But I know shooting previous Glocks, I would get such a bad Glock knuckle. That thing hurt so bad. Like, and I'm wondering if this would even help at all. I mean, there's the undercut. It's a little bit, it fits, my finger fits right up under it. So hopefully it helps out a little bit. I did mention the RMR cut, but it does come with plates where you can put whatever red dot you're trying to put on here. This is the Trijicon RMR on here. And what else do they change? And I think the last thing on here is the palm swell, which is here on the handguard. Palm swell is really nice. you'll see a lot of guys want to add the palm swells to fit their hand more. And as I'm gripping this, I think that's the best thing I like so far about the gun without even shooting it, is that it feels really good in the hand. I would like to shoot a Gen 6 19, but we have the 17 here today. And that's all because of Texas Legends Gun and Range Store. They are here in Allen. This is where I'm at today. And they allow me to come out here to shoot this Glock 17 Gen 6. And they allow me to have a bay to myself. So shout out to Texas Legends Gun and Range. I just did a video on a tour of this range and store. Make sure y'all go check that out. And if you need anybody, ask for Eric. Eric is by far the best. When I got into my competition journey, Eric was one of the first people to start helping me learn how IDPA and how competition shooting works. So shout out to Eric. Shout out to Texas Legends Gun here in Allen, Texas. All right, y'all. I think we're done with the talking. It's time to shoot now. I am shooting 124 grain max Tex ammunition. I don't know what the unboxing of the new Gen 6s are like. I would assume they come with a couple mags. This one is a 17 round mag, and I don't know if they come with back straps. I do know they come with optic plates for you to put on whatever red dot you want to put on, but that's about all that I know. I don't know what the unboxing is, and hopefully I can just get my hands on one and do a detailed unboxing review for you guys. So we are about to take the first shots of the Gen 6 Glock 17. Y'all let me know down in the comment section right now, am I going to be surprised, or is it just going to be an upgraded Glock? And if I be honest, Glock should have did this a long time ago. And I've said that with all the Glocks that I've shot, Glock should have did this a long time ago. There's no reason why we should have to go and do all this aftermarket stuff with the reliability of the firearm. Just go ahead and give it to us. And they did with the Gen 6. I'm grateful for that. I failed to mention that they still are running the stock iron sights on here. So your white dot in the front and your white U-notch in the back, or whatever you want to call that, they're still running those. Now, I did read that the reason they do that is because they kind of know people are going to switch out their iron sights anyway. So they don't give you American Glow or True Glow. They just give you these stock ones knowing that people are going to switch them out. Well, on my 19X, I like those sights. I didn't switch those sights out. So just give us what you guys gave us on the 19X. All right, we are at, I think we're at like 7 yards. And I'm going to back it up soon, but I am out here in the bay a little bit, so we might be more like 5 or 6 yards. All right, first shots. I got a little happy on the last two. It feels good. It feels good. I'm going to take y'all to see the target, but I like how that shoots. Now, I am already feeling the Glock knuckle part. So, I don't know if this undercut is playing a good part or not. I do have medium-sized hands. I don't have the biggest of hands, but my fingers are a little bit longer than most. But, I don't know. Let's go again. Oh, I dropped that one. Okay, one thing I will say is the thumb rest. I called it a gas pedal earlier, but the correct term is a thumb rest, but most people call it a gas pedal. It is sliding. And I don't know, maybe that could be me, but I am squeezing as best as I can to keep the recoil where it needs to be. But as I'm shooting, I do feel it like sliding. That, I mean, that could just be part of it, but I don't like that I have to reset it each time. Oh, okay, so we talked about the slide release, how they've extended it a little bit so that you can get that slide lock, and I didn't get the slide lock. So maybe it's because I was riding the slide release. And I mean, it's extended, which, you know, as my grip, as you can tell, that's how I kind of grip the gun. And you can see my thumb padding right here is kind of pushing on it a little bit. What I'll do this time is I'll try to rest this thumb, just to rule this thumb out. I'll try to rest it on the back of the other thumb. All right, let's look at this target real quick. Show clear, empty. All right, let's look at this target. right, that's what we're looking like. And I believe, like I said, I think this is either 5 or 7 yards. I'll make sure I calculate the yardage better on these next few shots. But that's how it's looking like. That's the one that I dropped earlier. But I think that's pretty good. All right, we're loading back up to get 17 more rounds. I do only have one mag. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but this is a rental from Texas Legends gun store and range. So you can go up to the front desk and let them know you want to rent it, you want to try it out. And I highly recommend y'all, if you've been following me, you know, if you're looking into a gun, do not go buy it. Do not just buy it off of what reviewers have said and what your neighbor told you to get and all that. No, you got to go shoot it for yourself, because there ain't nothing worse than buying a gun and then you get it and start shooting it and you don't like it. You just wasted your money. So make sure y'all take it out to the range, whatever that gun may be. Shoot it first before you make the decision to make a purchase. All right. I like the way that slide drops. I like it. All right, focus this time is to keep my thumb on top of this thumb, and I am now at 10 yards. I went to check. Now I'm at 10 yards. So let's see if we can stay in the red zone. Oh, I dropped that one in the green. You know what? I actually think I got maybe at least 2 in the green. But you know what? This is what I'm realizing. As I'm shooting, I'm loosening my grip a little bit. And when you're shooting, you got to be consistent in your grip and your trigger pull. And that's one thing I've noticed is I have to stay consistent in my grip. And I don't know if y'all could tell how my thumb was slipping off the thumb rest. That could have something to do with it. But all in all, I think it's shooting great. Oh. Shot that one in the green. Shot that one high. Okay. So far, how does it shoot? To be honest, it shoots like the regular Glocks. It shoots like a Gen 5. I don't see too much of a difference. I do know the trigger pull. I wouldn't even say the trigger pull. I would say the feel of the trigger shoe is a lot better. But the trigger pull is the same. The feel is great. I love the way it feels. The aggression of the new stippling on there, I think is good. Like, it's like I said earlier, it's not too bad. It's not too low. It's just right. It's not too hot, not too cold, but it's just right. What else? What are the other? The red dot is doing its thing. That arm mark cut, I do like that on there. Texas Legends did pop that on there, and I think that was a good choice. We already talked about the slide release. I like how it drops easily. It's 16 rounds. And the palm swell is, I think it adds, I think it goes into combination with the stippling. I think they work hand in hand, in my opinion. Again, as I'm gripping, it works. And that time I did ride my thumb on the back of this thumb, and it did like lock back, which is great. That's what it's supposed to do. So the first time I probably was riding the slide. All right, let's go again. And everything is still in the A, except I dropped one in the green, I dropped one low in the green, I dropped one high in the green. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna back it up to 15 yards and see if we can still remain accurate. Okay, we're at 15. Let's see how we can be more accurate. That was to the left, and that was to the right. I think I need to turn the dot down a little bit. There we go. I'm getting happy, so they all, I got a few more in the green, but that's okay. Oh, I was riding the slide lock again. Okay, I got a lot more stream, but I was just trying to shoot. All right, that's what happens when you start to try to shoot fast, which is fine. Still in the, if that's a body of a human, we're still in there like swimwear. All right, y'all, these last rounds, we're gonna get a little bit of movement in because I do have the bay to myself, which means I can move a little bit freely. And I did put a new target up. So we're gonna move maybe like some lateral movement, some vertical movement. Not nothing crazy, but just take advantage of being able to move freely inside an indoor range. So slowed up another mag here, and then we'll take some shots on the move. We got us a new magazine. All right, hopefully y'all can follow me. All right, here we go. Just gonna take a couple shots, just moving. I lost the dot that time. You know what? I just have a problem with gripping. Okay, great. All right. Slide lock back that time. Everything is good. I wasn't trying to do any serious movement like I would in competition. It is a little slick out here, so I want to stay safe as possible and also keep my gun pointed down range. But the shots, that's me. That's all me. The gun is shooting great. Would I buy one? Yes. I'm gonna buy one actually. I think I'm gonna go with the 19 though. Yeah, I think I want a 19. I like it because it's coming with what all other guns come with. Everything that you need, and you don't have to go out and do anything other than put an optic on it if you want to. Everything else is here. It's already here. So would I buy one? Yes. I want a 19 on a Glock 19 Gen 6 because I like it. I don't have many Glocks. I have a Glock 19X and I have a Glock 43X. So I think putting a couple more in my collection, especially looking like this, it could be a move. Y'all, I will say this too. I've loaded all 17 rounds in this mag by hand. I didn't have to use my mag loader, which, I don't know, the springs could have been worked in a little bit. It is a range rental, so they could be loosened a little bit, but just for references, it is easy to load. All right, let's go again. This time we're just gonna do some, like a V shape. I can always shoot moving forward, but backwards is always my struggle. Dang, that was fast. And I rode a slide lock that time. Let's load up some more. Last 15 rounds. After this 15 rounds, this will be 100 rounds through this new Glock 17 Gen 6. Obviously, there's been other rounds put through it because it is a range rental, but I can add Summer's 100 rounds to the count. All right, let me give y'all the back view. That was it. That's all. That's all she wrote. All right, y'all, what's the verdict? I'll tell you what the verdict is. When it comes to Summer shoots, Summer wants one in her collection. Summer wants a couple of the Gen 6s in her collection. What really stood out to me the most was the stippling, the grip, how comfortable it feels. And if you've been following the channel for a long time, you know that's one of my biggest things. Like, if the gun doesn't feel good, what's the point of shooting it? What's the point of buying the gun if it doesn't feel good? And right out the gate, before I even shot it, I told y'all in the beginning of the video, the gun feels good. It feels great. This is what it looks like with me gripping it, and I feel like I've got a good handle on the gun. The other thing that I like the most is that it has a flat face trigger. I'm a flat face trigger fan, and with that trigger pull, it feels just like the Gen 5 triggers. However, I do have that flat face feature that I'm more accustomed to. I love the flat face feature on handguns and pistols. So that's the second thing that I like the most. The third thing that I like the most is that slider lock. It's very nice. I can drop it without an issue. I can't do the same thing on my 19. If I had my 19X, I will show y'all the issue that I have. The reason for this extended slide lock is so that you can push it down. You can drop the slide with ease. I cannot do that on my 19X because the 19X, it literally is like flush to the frame and the slide. So I think that's a huge plus where the gun is concerned. And then I think like my fourth thing would be just the ability that it comes optics ready. Like I don't have to go to a gunsmith and get them to cut an optic for me. It's already ready. And again, this RMR has been doing really good today. Everything that you've seen that's like off, that's me. But the gun, there's no issues. Didn't have a malfunction. 100 rounds, although that's like minimum rounds. No issues whatsoever with the gun. But that's Glock. That's what they're known for. And so, final thoughts. If I had to rate this out of 5, you know, a 5-star rating, I would for sure give this like a 4.8. Why wouldn't I give it a 5? Well, because it still shoots like the regular Glocks, which that's neither here nor there. You know, they don't change up what's already working, but also I would like to have a little bit of an upgrade to the shooting aspect of it. But it shoots great. Don't get me wrong, it shoots really good. And yes, I need a couple of these in my collection. And if I didn't show y'all earlier, this is what that palm swell is looking like. There's a little bit of an indention right there. You can tell right there, which pushes that palm swell out just a little bit. I like it. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think. Have you shot the new Gen 6 yet? And if so, what is it about it that you like the most? I've already given you my top 4. Top 1 being the ergonomics, basically, like the comfortability of it in my hand. But other than that, what do y'all like about it? And will you be getting a Gen 6? I do know that some people have already started pre-ordering. And if I'm not mistaken, they drop on January the 20th, I think. That's when they become public purchase. So I'm looking to get one. And Glock, if you're watching this video, I'd like to have one. So make sure y'all let me know down in the comment section how y'all feeling about the new Gen 6 Glocks. Is it the same thing, or is it a massive upgrade for you? Or is it in between? For me, it's in between. I like that it's not plain Jane. It's not a massive upgrade by no means. It's just like in the middle for me. I got a little bit of upgrades here and there, but I still get the same reliable gun. So again, shout out to Texas Legends Gun Range and Training Center here in Allen, Texas. This video could not have been made possible without them. They do have the Gen 6 if you're looking to come and rent it and try it out for yourself before you make that final purchase. I'm sure there's other stores in the area that could potentially have it, but I do know that they have it. So shout out to them. Again, shout out to Eric. Thank you for making this happen. And until next time, stay armed, stay safe, stay safe. Peace.